Well, for weeks now, we've been bringing you stories of Albertans shocked by their utility bills. A combination of higher demand for electricity and higher fees to update infrastructure has raised prices, and with inflation driving up the cost of so many other necessities, it's been a struggle for many to keep up. Salimah Kassam, leader of Rise Calgary, joins me this morning to talk more about this important issue. Salimah, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Your organization helps with an emergency financial relief program for people on low incomes who experience unexpected expenses or financial shock. Now, when we're talking about these utility bills, these costly utility bills, are you finding more people unable to cover that bill?
Absolutely, for sure. We're experiencing probably about a 35% increase in demand from people looking for help managing pretty high utility bills or utility bills where you're reaching a lot of arrears or the fees are coming close to disconnection.
And what are these people telling you when they reach out to you for assistance? What is the reality for these people, these families?
A lot of families that we work with are living on a fixed income, meaning that you might be living on some government support, some income support, even some support for people with living with disabilities, or we're reaching out and hearing from families who are living on very fixed, working incomes, where you are, perhaps a family of four living on, $50,000 or less. This is very difficult, obviously, to make ends meet every month. And then when you have a big increase or a big bill payment that's unexpected, it can cause a lot of really tough decision making within that family. And so people are making, really decisions that we really shouldn't have to make. Things like choosing between trying to keep the electricity going and potentially having proper food and protein at the dinner table.
Now, talk more about the Basic Needs Fund and how that works and how you guys are a part of that.
The Basic Needs Fund is a program of the United Way Calgary and area run by Rise Calgary, 211, as well as CUPS. The Basic Needs Fund is available for one-time financial relief for when you are facing a disconnection, a utilities disconnection, or you might be facing having to move with rental arrears, or any other one-time emergencies that you might be facing. The fund is only for those Calgarians who are living on a low income. So that means that you do need to be living on or below what we call the low income cutoff. And of course, the fund is also in high demand these days. As I said, the demand is up, and so our teams are doing the best that we can to meet all of the calls that we get.
Now, before we let you go, on a larger scale, from your perspective and seeing all these families that are an increased amount reaching out to you for that assistance, what would help lessen the burden of these utility bills, in your opinion?
I think we need to take a look at the fee structures, and we need to take a look at especially the compounding fees. So when you get into a little bit of trouble, it can all start to snowball into a lot of trouble with a lot of extra fees coming onto your bill when you couldn't afford the bill in the first place. So that's something I think that we really need to look at. I do think it would be important to look at a rate cap at some point in time back here in Alberta. Alberta did have a rate cap a few years ago, and that might be something, a regulatory or policy mechanism that we might want to be looking at again. And of course, I think that we do need to also always be looking at the rates of income support and supports for people living with a disability. These rates and these amounts are not indexed to inflation or consumer prices, and therefore remain incredibly low and make it almost impossible for people to keep up.
Some fantastic points there. Salimah Kassam with Rise Calgary, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.